straight and set piece of the goal. But unlucky for nowhere near it. Adeyemi and Kunde with the needed tackle. Kindly forward from Anton Lewandowski. Well played from Chukwuemeka, who was fouled. There's the suggestion, the giveaway from Benzibaini, Lewandowski. Rafinha! Stretching and sliding, but couldn't get purchase on his strike.
What a night in the UEFA Champions League. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni G. Shafe. Well, right now, you're looking at those clips there. You just want to give kudos to Barcelona for what they did. The Blaugrana shine like million stars against the team that faced them. Borussia Dortmund were no meets for that team because they tried and they could not. Barcelona was just too much for them. And the other game, PSG showed their class after conceding the first goal. It was an awakening call for them, and they came to the party. They won that game 3-1. Kudos to PSG, Luis Enrique versus Unai Emery, who fought hard, but he could not salvage a win against his former club. Well, that's action in the night of Wednesday. Well, what happened? So the two teams that lost, Aston Villa, Borussia Dortmund, after all, they are not Real Madrid. As it says, it's a big one there happening for the UEFA Champions League. I'll be looking at the result quickly. A tough one there for the UEFA Champions League. Got a final full result where Borussia Dortmund, they saw 4 goals. Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski getting the brace, and you have to give it up to the entire team. Rafinha being able to do well right now, 19 goals. He has actually at least been able to close up, meeting Lionel Messi in a single season, trying to close up against Ronaldo, and also Lewandowski. 20 in the season for Lewandowski, 21 for Ronaldo. As it is, it's getting edgy for Rafinha. The Brazilian is doing so well, and he's really getting his name in goal. For Lewandowski, he's not stopping at all at age 36. He's still scoring more goals, and he really wants to earn more. For Lamine Yamal, the youngster is turning to a legend. Watch out for that young player, and in a couple of years, you just believe that they are already grooming another Ballon d'Or player. For PSG, doing the business well there. You have to give it up to PSG for coming from behind after they conceded that goal. They showed their class. They came in and they were able to do well, winning that encounter, silencing Aston Villa, taking the fight to Villa Park. Can they do it there? We wait to see the second stanza of the UEFA Champions League. Well, right now, before we unveil the guests, let's look at the statistics of all the matches that have been played. Barcelona start against Borussia Dortmund. You look at shot on target, 10 as against 3. Shot off target, 6 against 3. Blocked shot, 2-7. Possession, 60 against 40. Corner kicks, 4-6. Offside foul, 1-4-5-12. Throw-ins, 22-17. Yellow card, 2. And Barcelona did not have anyone. Crosses, 3. Barcelona 1. Goalkeeper saves, 5. And you have Barcelona goalkeeper 3 there. Chesney to the rescue. Goal kick, 7. For Barcelona, you have 6 there. Well, Lewandowski, we know, actually won the MVP of that particular game there. Congrats to him for being able to win it. For Lewandowski, he really deserved what he got. He showed his class, and he did well there concerning that particular game there. Well, you have to look at the player with that beautiful smile. He's telling all the other players, you can emulate me. I'm here to score more goals for Barcelona, and he's doing so well right now. Well, from there, let's talk about PSG also in their own statistics. As they play those games, you have shot on target 10-2 for Aston Villa, off target 4-8 for PSG. They were really everywhere. Block shot 11 against 1. Possession, what a way to go there, 75-25. Well, Aston Villa just went there playing as a bystander. Corner kicks 9-1, offside 2-1. You have fouls 9-8. Throw-in 7-8, and you have yellow card 1 for Aston Villa. Crosses 2-3 for PSG. Goalkeeper saves 1 and 8 for Aston Villa goalkeeper. You look at that particular team, they nearly want to kill Emiliano in that game. Goal kicks 6-9 for Aston Villa. Well, right now, at least we've looked at the stats, and also looking at Lewandowski winning the MVP of the game between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. Right now, time to unveil the guests in the studio. Well, the Arsenal man, although both of them are actually Arsenal fans, well, all supporters. right now, they are still celebrating the fact that they won 3-0 against Real Madrid. So the studio is buzzing right now. Far to my left-hand side is Joseph Peter, who was here that was on Tuesday. Good to have you back.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to come back here feeling a winner.
Okay, at least that's a good one there. And also another Arsenal supporter, Yakubu Edam, is here. So how are you feeling right now?
I'm still overjoyed. I've not gotten over the joy.
Since you are overjoyed, you just keep the joy under.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, good morning there. Let's start. We just unveiled those two matches played yesterday, UEFA Champions League. Barcelona, let's start from Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, 4-0. Yamal, Lewandowski, they showed their class in that game. And the entire team, even Rafinha too. Were you expecting such a margin of goals? Starting from you, Yakubu.
Well, I'm not surprised because Barcelona have been in a great form so far. I remember the last time I was here, I told you that Barcelona is my outstanding team so far. They've done well. I like what Hansi Flick has done to the team since he came. We know how Barcelona were before now. Since he came, he has actually galvanized the team he has. And he has made them to play good football. They are the Barcelona that we know now, unlike those days, like especially last season, when they were struggling. So I wasn't surprised looking at Dortmund. Dortmund have not been quite good this season, even in their league. So I wasn't surprised of the goal tally. I wasn't surprised at all.
Okay, well, since you are not surprised for 4-0, are you surprised, Peter?
Yeah, I think a bit surprised by the goal, the scoreline. For me, yeah, Dortmund are not really having a good this season. But they have always somehow find a way. Even last season, they weren't so good in their league. They found their way up to the end of the Champions League. So I was kind of expecting them to lose, but not to lose with that kind of goal margin. In this way, they have given Barcelona absolute control of the tie, and there is no way they are going to come back from this. Dortmund, anyway, don't have any history of coming back into games like that. So for me, this tie is done and dusted.
Well, seriously, anything can happen anyway. Football is just so unpredictable. Although Borussia Dortmund are not giving that vibe that they can come back. Maybe that's why a lot of people are already writing them off.
Yes.
And it's so glaring that there's no way, I don't know how they will do it at the Signal Iduna Park by the time they get to Germany, that they will get 4 goals past Barcelona. Is it possible?
I don't think they can get any 4 goals past Barcelona. I guess they may want to give something to their fans. Give back to the fans for having been with them all this while. Win the game, maybe a goal by a goal margin, or maybe by 2 goals margin. But scoring 4 past Barcelona, I think it's impossible.
And adding one, making it 5. No,
okay. Let's not even talk about the one. Maybe they want to go for penalty. But can you with full chest look at me and tell me that you will score 4 goals against Barcelona and will not concede any? That's next to impossible. Barcelona will score. Even if you're going to score 4 goals, Barcelona will score their own goals. Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, they've not, packed up their boots and gone to rest. They know that the second leg is coming. They know that for sure, Dortmund are not just going to sit down and sit back and accept that, yes, we have been defeated. They will fight back, and they too will be ready. That's the problem.
Now, as it is right now, you want to agree with me that there is no fight back at all from Borussia Dortmund?
Well, just as you said, definitely, they're at home, so they will want to give a fight back. They want to come up with
impress their fans,
trying to make the fans happy. But 4-0 is almost an impossible goal tally to actually overcome and even score more. So I feel like, just as he said, the match is done and the tie is done and dusted, as far as I'm concerned. And who says Barcelona will not go there and even give them 4-0 again? Look at the attack of Barcelona. They are perfect. They are playing well. Just as you said, Lamine Yamal has been superb. Let's not forget Rafinha. Rafinha's start is outstanding. I like what he's doing. He's doing very well. He's competing with Dembele. Look at what Dembele is doing. I think they are side by side in this Champions League. So I believe that they have enough players to actually overcome whatever Dortmund will bring to them at the Signal Iduna Park.
Well, it's been a wonderful moment. I'm talking with Yakubu Adams and also Joseph Peter in the studio concerning UEFA Champions League match between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. A big one there for Borussia Dortmund because at the time they play the second leg at the Signal Iduna Park, they have to come out with all their smoking tanks to see how they can defeat the Blaugrana. A fight that will take them a very long time, and really they have to be determined there. But right now, looking at the way it is, it's a tough one there for the Borussia Dortmund. For Barcelona, they've really showed their class that they are ready for this and really looking at how they can make it to semi-final and also eventually get to the final. This is going well with them, topping the table in La Liga and also doing so well in Champions League right now. Let's take a look at the second game. Although before we talk about the second game, you mentioned attack of Barcelona, and that reminds me about people have been looking at that argument that the best attack in Europe right now. About 5 different teams. I think Real Madrid was picked, Barcelona, PSG, Liverpool, and maybe Manchester City. They look at those attack, the prong attack of the 5 teams. You look at starting from Barcelona, of course, Rafinha, Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal. If you go to PSG, look at Dembele, at the young man called that Doué. Doué is doing so well. He's excellently doing well. Kvaratskhelia, you can't take anything away from him. Since he moved from Napoli, he has been a fantastic addition to that team. In fact, someone said maybe Osimhen is doing well in Turkey. The attention has been on Kvaratskhelia because he moved to a club where people could see him in the Champions League, and that is why people are saying Osimhen should move back to Central Europe and where people can watch his champions. Maybe he could have gone to PSG, or let's separate that. Then you look at Real Madrid, Vinicius Junior, Mbappe, Bellingham, Rodrigo. You want to look at that. And then you go to Manchester City, of course, Erling Haaland and the rest. And again, Liverpool, Mo Salah this season. So, for you, let me start with Peter. If you have to pick the best attack right now in Europe, for those 5 clubs.
Okay, let's do this. Let's just say it's a start.
Okay, let me add Arsenal.
No problem. No problem. I'm good with that Arsenal. Okay. We don't have the central forward.
So that's why I didn't want to add Arsenal.
So let me just do it this way. Let's say I would give you my start, bench, drop of those 3. And for me, it's Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Rafinha. Why? Simply because of the output of the number of goals they've produced. Then after them, you give me Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and Doué because of the amount of goals they also have been able to produce.
Very young.
Now, so that means I'm starting the Barcelona's forward, I'm benching the PSG forwards, and then I'm selling the Liverpool forward. Why? Because in the Liverpool forward, I can argue that it's only Mo Salah that stands out, very well more than the rest.
Okay, so for you,
I like what he did, based on stats. We all know what Barcelona have been so attacking minded. The goals they've scored are like plenty goals. Let's not forget what Liverpool has done also. Just as you said, also it's mostly Mo Salah. Others have chipped in goals, but if you look at the stats, it's Mo Salah that does most of the goals, that score most of the goals.
Okay.
Then PSG are like, aside Barcelona, PSG are my favorite team so far, because PSG, since Enrique came, he has made them a more potent attack. They are not dependent. When Mbappe was there, they were more depending on him. But since Enrique came and Mbappe left, he has spread the goals, especially at the attacking position. Kicha is doing very well, extremely well. Let's not forget Doué. Look at what Doué did yesterday. He did very well. And also Dembele, as I've always said, Dembele is one of the best players right now. I love what he has done to himself, how he has improved his game. Most people know him as a person that does, you see that final pass, Dembele hardly does that. He can do everything, but you see that finishing, that last part, is always difficult for him. I love what he has done to himself, how he has worked hard to improve his game.
Okay, how I wish, I only wish, just a wish, how I wish PSG will play Barcelona in the final. I would love to see these 2 attacks facing themselves, and I also want to see Ousmane Dembele facing his former club.
Exactly.
And at least a lot of history there, here and there. Luis Enrique, PSG now, former Barcelona, a lot of things.
A lot of stories to be created there.
Because if we check the 2 teams, it seems both of them right now in the UEFA Champions, it seems to be having that focus. They are so outstanding.
Fluid.
So right now it's getting more interesting in the studio talking about UEFA Champions League night between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund. Let's go to the other one. That's PSG Aston Villa. PSG Aston Villa was a match that well, if you look at it, Unai Emery, Sevilla, he was there, Europa Cup, he did well, and now he was with PSG before. Now he wants to prove a point, but those points did not count yesterday. After Roger scored that goal, it was like They couldn't wake up.
You
They woke PSG up and they got angry. 3 goals.
You know, in football, there's what we call quality. That's why we have the Messis, the Ronaldos, then we don't have anybody near them. That's why right now you can have the Lamine Yamals, the Bukayo Sakas, the Mbappes, the Vinicius Juniors. They are separated. A group of players that would actually stand out when it comes to a particular game. Now, you look at the Emery team, Aston Villa. How many of those kinds of players do they prove of? How many can they boast of? They don't have any standout player that you can say, yes, this is world-class player. You understand? But you look at the PSG side, you see a lot of good players. That goal coming from Doué is a world-class goal. It's not just any day, any week you see those kind of goals in football. Yes. So when you have players that stand out like Doué, you have players that you can bring in from the bench like Barcola. You have players that you play like Dembele. Dembele has improved, and I refuse to give Dembele the credit for his improvement. Do you know why? Because I heard you say you give him credit. Why I don't give him credit for that is he was at Dortmund. He didn't have a final pass.
Yes.
At Barcelona, no final pass. Yeah. And suddenly that comes up when he's playing under Enrique, and you think it's his job. No, I think it's the coach that worked on him, and it's good. For me, Dembele has been the most inconsistent player. That is very good, very talented, but inconsistent. This match he gives you that. Then the next match he goes, he dribbles one, he dribbles two, and oh no, that kind of a player. But now everything that he touches becomes gold. So that is credit to his coach as far as I'm concerned. And that is the kinds of players that PSG are actually having. And that is why they will beat clubs like Aston Villa. They have no chance at all. And they have won the tie as far as I'm concerned.
You are so sure?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. Just as you said to Dembele, I'll also give him the credit, just as you said, the coach too deserves credit, but it's because of his hard work and mindset to actually improve himself that has worked for him. So it goes both ways, if you ask me. Yeah. So as I said, PSG, that match is done and dusted as far as I'm concerned.
So you guys are not giving any chance to Aston Villa?
Aston Villa
they are playing home. They are playing at the Villa Park.
They are playing at the Villa Park, but Liverpool was playing at Anfield when PSG went there and beat them.
Yeah.
So that should be.
So you are trying to say as Liverpool as Aston Villa.
in fact, on a good day you would say Liverpool even better. But look at what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you know what Liverpool always do? They say, "Oh, slaughterhouse. Anfield is where we get the job done," and PSG surprised them. So I don't think Aston Villa has anything to pose to them, like anything to do anything to win them or even score 4 goals, like 3 goals. So it's almost impossible if you ask me.
PSG turned slaughterhouse to a party house.
Exactly.
They had a party after the game.
So if we are looking at it and say, okay, like Liverpool, like Aston Villa, okay, the same thing apply to Real Madrid and Bayern.
Real Madrid, we all know Real Madrid. They are like, to me, they are the comeback kings. They are the kings of Europe. You can't dispute that 15 champions.
So does it mean good? I love the fact that both of you are Arsenal supporters. Are you afraid now? Let me open it up. Okay, are you afraid that Real Madrid can still come back and defeat your club?
Can I go?
Go.
Okay. There's this saying in Spain that is famous with Real Madrid, Ramon Tada, something like that.
In Spanish.
They always come back.
Comeback kings.
Yeah, they are the comeback kings, and that Arsenal should expect that. Is there chance of that happen? On the scale of 100 or 1 to 10, there's just 2 chance, like 2%, so 20% chance that they can come back. Because why? Comebacks happen with just maybe 20% possibilities, right? And yes, they are Madrid. They have done this a whole lot of time. We've seen it happen. I mean, I've witnessed this, and I've been watching Madrid game where Madrid will be losing, and I'll confidently tell the person sitting next to me, Madrid will win this game. And they have done it countless times. Yes. But this time around, there's a big problem. And you know what that problem is? Injury. The players that they are supposed to feature to protect Arsenal from scoring, even at Santiago Bernabeu, they are not there. They are injured. The one who would have even helped Camavinga has made sure that he has absented himself from the game. So he has made it even easier for Arsenal. And let me tell you something. Arteta is a coach that learns. And then another thing, the team under him are players that actually learn. Do you know how I know that? Because for the past 5 seasons, they have been improving from length to learn. So if they actually are good in learning like that, then they were all around when we were seeing Madrid doing all these comebacks. They for sure know before me and you here seated that Madrid are actually capable of doing anything, and I'm sure they'll be prepared for it.
Okay, so at least you have your own final statement.
He has said a lot, but I will add also, sentiment aside, we all know what Madrid does. We all know the history they have. So I believe that another thing that will work for Arsenal is our defense. We have been formidable. So it's almost impossible. The goals, the most goals we've considered is 2 per match. So you can imagine. So our defense does a lot to us. So I don't think Madrid will only try. And what I want Arteta to do is to make sure we don't sit back. Arsenal don't sit back. When we sit back, we will allow them to attack us. Let's play our normal football. Let me speak as an Arsenal fan. I'm sorry to be biased.
Don't be sorry.
So,
because if you are lost, you still feel the pain.
So let's attack them. With that, we'll put pressure on them and we'll come out tops.
I just hope that pressure won't go against you guys first half, because I know what Real Madrid will come with all their arse now. Well, right now we're talking about UEFA Champions League. PSG, Aston Villa led us to at least look at the chances of Real Madrid also, and also Bayern. But right now, let's look at the favorite, because when it comes to statistics, it speaks volume. Let's look at the favorites to qualify for semi-final there. As it is, we want to give kudos to Barcelona, 99%. 4-0 they played against Borussia Dortmund. It's a clear issue there. 1% for Borussia Dortmund. Arsenal, 94%. For Real Madrid, 6%. I didn't write this. Football Miss Data did this. So Real Madrid fans shouldn't come for me. Inter Milan, 83%. Bayern, 17%. And PSG, they actually give the 91. I don't know what happened to Aston Villa. They are not giving them the remaining part. What happened? Anyway, they'll be having 9% there. Yeah. Just to look at the UCL semi-final, second rather, to qualify, the favorite to do that. Okay, let's digress away from here. And quickly, let's talk about the Champions League now. Champions League, England, we have at least 5. Yes, you have at least 5 teams next season. That is just at least. Now, the reason for that, let's take it step by step. Let's start with Champions League coefficient. At least that has been opened up because of the fact that they are doing so well. Arsenal also did well. England, they have an average of 24.535 according to UEFA. Spain, 21.678. Italy, 20.187. Germany and Portugal. That is the UEFA coefficient, the points that they use to measure them. Now, from there, let's take a look at extra UEFA Champions League sport. England is officially guaranteed at least 5 clubs in the 2025-26 UEFA Champions League thanks to Arsenal's recent first-leg victory over Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. That win has helped solidify the Premier League's place among UEFA's top-performing leagues, unlocking an extra Champions League berth through UEFA's coefficient ranking system. So England should be thanking Arsenal for what they did. Now, look at this. Could England have 7 Champions League teams? Yes. It is possible, and here is how. Possible. Under the revamped Champions League rule, the previous 5 clubs cap for any single country has been removed. That means English teams can secure extra places by winning UEFA competitions, regardless of their domestic league position. If Aston Villa win the Champions League this season, but finish outside the top 5 in the Premier League, they will still qualify, giving England a 6th team. And to that, and add to that the Europa League. If Manchester United or Tottenham Hotspur, both currently outside the top 5, win the tournament, they will also earn a spot in next year's UEFA Champions League. In this scenario, England could have a record-breaking 7 teams competing in Europe's top club competition next season. Now, still looking at what we're looking at. Okay, from that code, let's take a look at Premier League table, for you to look at how it is, because at least you have an idea of it. Liverpool, Arsenal, at least those 2. Nottingham Forest, Chelsea are also raring to go. Newcastle, Man City, they can still make it. And like we said, if Man United or Tottenham Hotspur are able to win Europa League, they have a slot there. And if Aston Villa also win the Champions League, another chance there. So that is why it's like this. Okay, let's take a look at a European power shift. At least something is changed. Okay, how did England end the UCL extra spot? Each season, UEFA awards 2 additional Champions League places to the leagues that perform best across its 3 major men's competition, that is the UCL, Europa League, and Conference League. This performance is calculated using the UEFA coefficient system, the one we showed earlier. Every win earns 2 points. Every draw, 1. and bonus points are awarded for teams progressing in the Champions League. The total points earned by all clubs from a given country are then divided by the number of teams that league has in European competition. For example, if 7 clubs from England collectively earn 100 points, their average coefficient will be 14.28. This season, England and Italy are leading the coefficient table, meaning both countries receive an additional Champions League spot next season. For the Premier League, that extra place will go to the team finishing 5th, added to the usual top 4 qualification slot. And from there, let's take a look at European power shift. Something has actually changed concerning this. Let's look at it. European power shift right now. Italy currently sits 2nd in the coefficient rankings, with Spain and Germany trailing behind. Bologna and Borussia Dortmund have already secured extra Champions League spot for next season by finishing 5th in Serie A and the Bundesliga respectively. With new format, increased sport and intensified competition, UEFA evolving structure continues to reward domestic leagues that perform consistently well on the European stage, and this year the Premier League is reaping the benefits. Taking it back to the studio there, you've seen all the reasons why clubs in England could actually have 5 spots or even 7. So it's getting juicier for England. So thanks to Arsenal for what they've done.
We are door openers. That's
oh my goodness.
We are door openers, and we have opened
I just hope you are not opening door for others to come in, and you cannot win the trophy.
We have opened doors and we are on our way to the final.
Right.
Fun fact. The last time Arsenal eliminated Real Madrid from the Champions League, Arsenal made it to the final and they faced Barcelona.
And they lost.
Yeah, and they lost, but by, you know...
But they lost.
We all know what happened.
What happened?
There wasn't supposed to be a red card.
But I just asked a question.
I know, I'm going there now.
I just hope you are not opening door for others, and then they will come and outside.
That is not important. The most important thing is we are the door openers.
The door opener.
Yes, we open the door, we enter.
You are not the enjoyer.
He who opens the door enters first.
Yes. But you can enter a room and stand. And somebody enters and sits, because I want to give you an instance.
Mr. Ade is making sure he's going to open it. You are making sure you said what if we don't open? What if we open and don't enter? I said if we open first,
you enter.
And we'll enter first.
But you are standing.
That's what he's trying to say.
But you are standing. Others are sitting.
Whoever enters the room sits first.
What do you mean? What if, as you are opening the door, those are stronger than you?
We'll block everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
And let me add something. Just as he said, Chelsea and others should be thanking us, our fellow rivals, for what we've done.
Why would Chelsea thank you?
For making it for opening the doors for others.
And do you know what's what?
Why would Chelsea thank you? Chelsea are standing for. They are standing for.
What was is Chelsea right now?
Going to make the top 4.
Well, how wish you are going to make the second position?
He's already there already.
Do you know what's worse is we've opened door for them, but as it is, they are praying for Real Madrid to eliminate us. So that door, they don't even deserve it that we should open it, but we just help them. We just decide.
The fact that we help them, they are still praying for us to.
Okay, I'm loving this because how I wish I have a Chelsea fan here who could at least face both of you, because now you are having a feel of the day by making it look like you've opened which door?
Door for an extra team in Europe to qualify to Champions League. Do you know how much it will bring them to go to Champions League?
I agree. The benefit, the economic their effect will be there. But I just mentioned something. You know, Arsenal, they are fond of trying to get attention, but they don't get the glory. These days it's very hard, very, very hard for Arsenal. Yes. So now, I just know that you guys will not open the door, and then the likes of Man City, Newcastle will come in, and they will take the chance and do something bigger than Arsenal. Then you were taking me back to 2006 when you defeated Real Madrid. But you did not win it on the competition. Barcelona did.
There was a reason why we didn't win.
After opening all the door, you could not sit down.
I think, and again, I want to add this also, that Arsenal are a better team now. Just as he said, Arteta has done well. We can't use the past to judge. We all know what Arsenal were before and what if
you are the better, but you are not the best?
I believe that we'll get there. When we get there,
I know.
Do you know that the best team doesn't win the Champions League?
Funny enough, remember Chelsea, Man City.
Wait. Let me correct that narrative. The best team doesn't win Champions League.
Yes,
when you leave that trophy, who
you become the best? No. Okay, let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. The best in the league usually doesn't win the Champions League.
But the best winner, the lifter of the trophy, becomes the best team.
I've seen a team that is not so good. Chelsea's Tuchel. not good, but they won the Champions League. Mourinho's Porto.
Give them their credit. Either they bamboozle their way, either they crawl or they fly. They won it. It's always on record that UEFA, after the match, after the final, you see that inscription written on the cup. Instantly they will be writing it there. I'm sure they didn't write Arsenal there. They were writing Chelsea.
This is your band.
It's a UEFA World Cup Champions League. What are you saying? Look at this Arsenal fan. Anyway, we've been having some banter in the studio concerning the two Arsenal supporters with me in the studio right now. Looking at Champions League sport for next season, it's getting interesting, really. Arsenal, they deserve the glory. They've done well by being able to open doors for others. Winning against Real Madrid has actually given a better opportunity for English team to qualify. Having a fifth team there, that's a good one there for you to do well. As for Arsenal, they just have the commendation there. Forget about the brouhaha of banter in the studio. Right now, we move away from that story. Let's talk about the game for tonight. Two other leagues conferences will be coming up. Europa League first, then the conference. Let's take a look at UEFA Europa League quarter-final fixtures, where you'll be having Manchester United. They'll be playing against Olympique Lyon. Bodo Glimt against Lazio. We have our own Dele Bashiru there. Rangers, yes, we also have players there. At least, hopefully, Leon Balogun and also Sidi Desa. They'll be playing against Athletic Club. Watch out for, that's Iñaki Williams and the younger brother. Watch out.
Iñaki and Nico Williams.
Nico, watch out for those brothers. Eintracht Frankfurt, they are going to be facing Tottenham Hotspur over there in London. Well, these are the matches coming up for tonight. But quickly, we look at two Olympique Lyon, Manchester United. And this particular match has actually caused a big furore between Onana, the goalkeeper, and Matic, former player of Manchester United. Both of them trading words there. Onana was like, okay, they are way better. Manchester United are way better than Lyon, and the man came for him and said, okay, right now, Onana is the worst goalkeeper.
Man United keeper ever.
Take it from there.
The worst Man United keeper ever. And I do not agree entirely with Nemanja Matic. I think they took it too far, and they should have been more professional, and it should have been just a simple, pre-match conference where, you get to respect your opponent and say a lot of good things about him. But it's just so unfortunate that it turned out that it's the complete opposite. It was just so...
I think maybe both of them had a beef before this guy left.
I don't even understand.
They stole the headlines.
They just stole the headlines. The game isn't no more about that this is a knockout stage. A knockout stage competition. Instead, it became all about Onana and Nemanja Matic. And these are professional footballers, and I really do not want to see this kind of thing or these kinds of words coming out. This, you are worst, you are this, you are that. It's not necessary. Let the talking be done on the pitch. That's what football is all about. Let them do the talking on the pitch. Let Man United that are going to Spain or are in France right now to play Lyon, come out gun blazing with Ahmed Diallo back and actually get a point, or let the Nemanja Matic side of Lyon get to win the game and take the 3 points because they are at home, and actually cause the damage to Manchester United, because this is the best time you can ever play Manchester United. This is their lowest. I've seen them ever since I started watching football. So this is a very, very good time to win them. Let it be about that, not about whether this is worst and that is good.
Well, for me, I would say football is filled with bants. Bants is part of football. So it's just as you said, they took it a bit extreme and they stole the headlines. It's mostly about Matic and Onana, and that's not what the match is all about. So I feel like Matic knows, he played, just as you said, he played in Manchester, so he knows the club. And look at Lyon. Lyon are 5th in the league. They are fighting for Champions League. Man, you are 13th. So you can't come out and say that. So I don't blame him entirely. That's Matic, because Onana started it. So just as he also said, it's all about the match. So let's just stick to it. Let's leave bants. Bants once in a while we can do it, but let's just stick to the match and get the job done. Okay, right now, taking the bant away from it, let's look at the head-to-head. For the teams that will be playing. It's going to be a tough one at the Groupama Stadium, where Man United will be taking on Lyon. Well, as it is right now, we know that the teams are ready for action. Man United, they won 3 times after they met 5 times, draw 2. And talking about their meeting, they met. For friendly, Man United defeated them in 2023, July 19, 1-0. UEFA Champions League, Man United won also 1-0 in 2008. They play 1-1
also on February 20, 2008 there. Although Tottenham Hotspur also, they'll be playing. I'm sure we can have the whole head-to-head there if it's possible. Let's have a head-to-head, Tottenham versus Eintracht Frankfurt. Although, as it is, tough one between all the clubs that will be meeting tonight. As we're talking about that, okay, this is it. They met 2 times. One for Tottenham Hotspur to win and the draw that they play there. Looking at the head-to-head of Tottenham Hotspur and Eintracht Frankfurt, 3-2, October 12, 2022, in favor of Hotspur. Eintracht Frankfurt against Tottenham Hotspur play goalless on 4th October 2022. Those are the at least head-to-head of the 2 teams so far. And right now, let's go back to the fixture of Europa League so that we can take a look at the chances of these teams. Okay. Bodo Glimt is a Norwegian team. They host Lazio at home over there. They'll be playing tonight. Bodo Glimt versus Lazio there. As it is, you have to look at this game. Are you tilting towards Lazio to win against Bodo Glimt?
Really, I'm not tilting towards Lazio. Lazio is a very good team right now. They are kind of in between, trying to make it to Europe. Agreed that they are coming from Italy. With the Serie A, which is more competitive than the Norwegian league. But Bodo Glimt have showed me some sign of good play and, great motivation when they've played. I think that was Man United they faced in the beginning of this competition. And they have a very, very good coach also. So I'm not, tilting towards Lazio. I think Bodo Glimt will either win this game or get a draw from that side.
Okay, Jacobo, Olympic Lyon, Manchester United. Who is the player that you think will do magic if Manchester United are going to come to spark up tonight under Amorim? Olympic Lyon, we know, yes, they are trying to qualify for Champions League, and for some time back, they were dominant in French League, in fact, 7 back-to-back then when they had Juninho or thereabout. But now they seem to be weak, and both teams seem to be weak right now. But if you are to look at these 2 teams right now, who are you standing with between Lyon and United?
For me, I would say Lyon will win this match. Based on...
Because, is it because they are home or what?
Yes, one, the advantage of being at home, and they are more informed than Manchester United right now.
You are using their table to judge it.
Yes. Okay. And again, also, there is a player called Cherki, I don't know, in Lyon. He's doing very well. He's a very dangerous player. Yes. So let's watch out for that player. He will show us what he's capable of, because there are European clubs that are scouting him right now. So we'll watch him and see what he can do against United. I'm not writing United off. United can also do well with the players. Just as you said, Diallo is back. So there is positivity, there is hope that he can do something. Bruno Fernandes, quality player. He can spring shots and make clean pass once in a while and all. And I feel like Manchester United, their striking position is a problem. Though they don't get enough service, but Hodgson, Zexi, they've not done well so far. So I don't see where, aside Diallo and Bruno, that is where the goals might come. Aside that, I don't see the highest Man United can get in this match should be a draw.
Okay, well, yes. Talking about that match, according to Yakubu Edam, says it's going to be draw. Bodo Glimt for Joseph Peter, that's going to be Lazio. Well, let's take it one-on-one again. Rangers Athletic Club. Rangers have 2 Nigerians there, between Dessa and Leon Balogun. They play at home over there in Glasgow City, and they host Athletic Club, where you have Iñaki and Nico. Watch out. I keep saying it because even Jose Mourinho knows that young man. I remember when they played the on the whatever that they play in Europe, and when attention was on Lamine Yamal, or rather, okay, Euros,
yes.
Attention was on Lamine Yamal. Jose Mourinho was like, okay, I know Lamine Yamal stole the show, but watch out for that Nico. Fantastic player. And
he actually stole a lot of the show from Lamine Yamal in the Euros. Made a lot of headlines, scored some beautiful goals that helped Spain to win the tournament. So yes, he's a very, very good player. A lot of European teams want him, Barcelona, Arsenal, to mention but a few. And the fact that they have this synergy between him and his brother, there's this synergy between them, this teamwork that is especially between them. Whenever they go forward, you see them trying to assist each other with the goal. And they tend to do that without being biased, because it's easy and simple for a player to go, okay, this is my brother, I will want to give him passes to score. They do it perfectly and then give orders too. They don't just, play for one another. They play for the team as well. And let me tell you one motivating factor for Atleti. This particular competition of the Europa Cup, the final will be played in their stadium. So they really want to go there, and they want to make sure that they make it till the end of the competition, which is the finals, and which will give them a good chance, because that will be their home, to actually win the competition. So yeah, they are very motivated. I don't think that Rangers can get any kind of result against Atleti if Atleti have a good day. But even if they don't have a good day, I think a draw would be what my Nigerian brothers will end up have to settle with.
Okay, while we talk about that, let's take a look at Altsport versus Eintracht Frankfurt, who are coming from Germany with that mindset that they can pick up a shock against the London team.
If you say shock, to me it won't be a shock, because good, I'm an Arsenal fan. They are our direct rivals. They are our babies, actually. So I'm not surprised what will happen. Tottenham, especially this season, they've been abysmal. The matches you expect them to win, they don't win it. And the way they concede goals is just really bad. The coach, Ange is not doing well. And he keeps attacking the fans. And it doesn't help the club. The fans are your 12th man. You have to be with them, in sync with them. We saw what Arsenal did. The fans came out. So I believe that Frankfurt can actually get results in England. And they will beat Tottenham today.
Well, let's say maybe the predictions comes true or not. Well, we've been talking about football. That is Europa Cup, the second tier of league football in Europe, run by UEFA, Champions League first, then Europa. And right now we go to the last of it all, UEFA Conference League, where hopefully Chelsea can turn things around here. Legia Warsaw against Chelsea, that will be in Poland, in the city of Warsaw. Sergio, that's the team from Slovenia, against Fiorentina of Italy. Djurgården, also from Sweden. The Old Rapid Vienna of Austria. You have Jagiellonia Białystok against Real Betis, where you have Anthony. Well, Anthony has been fired up since he moved away from Manchester United, and also you have to give it up to Aston Villa man right now, Rashford. All the guys that moved away, it seems they have been able to get their groove back, and it's going well. So right now, looking at this, although while we're talking, hopefully we can look at the training of Chelsea and also Enzo Maresca there on the net. Well, a big one there, as you told, Legia Warsaw Chelsea. This is a game that Chelsea needs to at least find a way to win this game, and also begins to see how they can move to semi-final and from there, because a lot of people are tipping them to be the one they should work hard and at least win this trophy.
If Chelsea, as an opposing fan, I would confidently say if Chelsea doesn't win the Conference League, they would hear from me. They would hear from me.
How would they hear from you?
They would hear from me because I would go on social media and I will blast them with all my power.
As if they will feel it.
They will feel it. Their fans will feel it. If their fans are feeling it, then they are feeling it.
Chelsea.
They were playing clubs that were not having names. Thank God they are about to play a club that has at least a name that we all know. They were playing Noah. Noah was in the Bible for me, not a football club. They were playing clubs that were not having names. Now they are about to face Legia also from Poland. They're about to face really tough opposition, or at least something that is worthy of calling an opposition. I don't expect them to get anything less than a win in that game, be it home and away. Chelsea do not have any excuse to say we are home or away in this competition. I repeat, Chelsea do not have any excuse to say we are home or away in the Conference League. They should make sure they come back to England with that trophy. If not, me and them will have problems.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I love this. I also hope Chelsea fans can take a cue from that and make sure they send some, maybe they should send email to Chelsea that you're already planning how to.
They should be careful. They should be careful. Just as you said, if they lose this match or they even miss out in this Conference League, they will hear from us Arsenal fans.
Seriously?
Not even the whole England.
Okay, let me borrow that word. They will hear Woto.
In capital letters.
Oh my goodness. Seriously? But sincerely, you see Chelsea, can they do this?
They can.
Can they win this trophy?
Yes, they have the players. I think they have the best players in the competition.
Right now. They seem to be the biggest in the competition right now.
They've been beating teams, blue-black, 4-0, 5-0, because of the dominance, because of the quality of players they have compared to others in this competition. So I believe they are clear favorites, and they win it. I hope they do, because I will want them not to win so that I will bounce them.
Do you know what is funny? Do you know what's funny? For me, I really want them to win. Because, how can you be in a competition with such kinds of opposition and then not win it? There's a given. For me, it is a given.
It is.
They should win it. I would love it if they win it so that the banter would increase. They can all go Arsenal did not win anything this season and they won whatever. I don't care. But let them just win.
At least to some extent, if they can go further here, the city of London won't be missing much. You know why? Arsenal will be gunning for semi-final. Chelsea will be gunning for semi-final in the same UEFA Champions League and Conference League.
Yes.
And remember, Arsenal women, they also defeated Real Madrid women. So it's like, okay, this season, a London team should win at least one UEFA competition. If it's not Arsenal, it should be Chelsea.
Or Tottenham.
Oh, yeah, if they do well in Europa League. Tottenham is in Europa League too. So in the city of London, 3 clubs for the 3 tiers of UEFA competition: Champions League, Europa, and Conference League.
They are doing well. And I believe for Tottenham, I hope they wake up and see that this is an opportunity for them to win trophy.
Okay.
Because they've not won it. For Chelsea, they are clear favorites. They should better win. I hope they win. And for Arsenal, I pray that they win.
Okay, now let's do it this way. Let's go back to that fixture, Europa League, Conference League rather. So just mention your own the scoreline. Legia Warsaw Chelsea. That's for Peter.
3-1 to Chelsea.
In favor of who? Chelsea. Who to score?
Palmer gets 2 goals, and the striker Jackson gets 1 goal.
I just hope you are not dreaming, because
I'm not dreaming.
This way you are saying this and you are shaking your head.
You know, I would have said Enzo gets a goal, but I really would prefer Palmer to stand out.
Okay, 3-1 Chelsea. Legia was over there in Poland. It's still Warsaw. Okay, let's take you Jakubu Serge in Slovenia versus Fiorentina.
Well, it will be a tight game, but to me, Fiorentina are the favourites. So I see a 2-goal win away. Yes. Okay,
a tough one there. Jogardin, Rapid Vienna.
1-0 to Rapid Vienna.
Wow. Real Betis, Jagiona Białystok.
3-0.
That's the team. I think that's the team from Serbia.
Yes.
They're right. Okay.
To me, it's 3-0 because they are home, and the 2 Inaki brothers.
They're actually from Poland.
Brothers.
Oh, so Poland. Sorry, I beg your pardon. They are from Poland. They are Jagiona Białystok from Poland. Also, Legia was also from Poland. Okay. Yes. As it is right now, we have to go, but we know that Ikorodu City will be playing today. They will also be playing their own against Katsina United. What a match there. We don't have to talk about our own Ikorodu City. They are also among the big boys right now in the Nigerian Premier Football League. They play today over there in Lagos against Katsina United. Well, let the best team win in that game. At least we continue to promote ours. But for tonight, we've taken matches in UEFA, Europa League, Conference League, and also talk about UEFA Champions League alongside Yakubu Adams. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
And also Joseph Peter.
It's always nice being here.
Okay, always nice being here. And from the entire crew that actually made this happen, to you out there watching us, celebrating all the teams that did well during the week in all the 3 UEFA champions, and also hopeful that some will do well tonight. I'm Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.